Sunday morning drama. Sunday morning drama. Sunday morning drama. Sunday morning drama. Calling up my mama. Sunday morning drama. Sunday morning drama. Sunday morning drama. Sunday morning drama.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I guess it just depends on when you're tuning in, whether or not you're catching it live. If you're catching it live, it's evening, Pacific Standard Time. I want to welcome everybody to Shit Talking Sundays in the Light of a Warrior with the MS Warrior. You know, they say bad things happen to bad people and good things happen to good people. I believe that bad things happen to everybody and good things happen to everybody. But when you do good, good things come to you. Sometimes when we receive something, we might take it as bad. Sometimes it is a great thing. But on the other hand, sometimes we get some bad news and it really is truly devastating. Um, and until you walk in that person's shoes, judge not, for one day you too will be judged. So I say that because in this world right now, there's a whole lot of hate going on, um, and separation. And, you know, as a warrior, I think just like a superhero, there's a lot of things that are thrown at you that a lot of people would perceive as negative, and as a superhero, you would let it bounce off your chest. As a warrior, you have to choose your battles wisely so that you can win the war. So just understand, sometimes change truly does begin with you and how you look at things. But with that being said, let's get into it because I know you're anxious to know about the MS Warriors lung update. So let's bring her on. What's up? What's up, MS Warrior? You know, we've been praying for you all week and we want to hear nothing but blessing news. I hope it's great.
Yes.
Um, you know,
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, AG.
okay,
And hey,
okay.
good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening. Thank you so much, AG, for the prayers and stuff. I know we text earlier and
some little things. And tonight I'm going everybody, of course, on the results that are now not a final result, but we'll get to that in a second. Let me get some things out of the way first, okay? Anything I share with you guys on this podcast, medically, I am not advising you to walk in my footsteps medically. You always consult with your medical team first. I will never ever claim to be a doctor, advise you in that medical sense. What I talk about is solely my medical team has put on board for me. What may be good for your warrior may not be good for you, warrior, and vice versa. So by if you have a medical emergency, please call 911 and reach out to your family and your medical team. Okay. So there has been so much going on, guys. Like, whew, today, for more reasons than one, feeling a little anxious today and a little overwhelmed a little bit. And I've got a lot going on. Some family stuff going on. I've got some stuff going on, as you guys know. I shared with you that my lung screening done due to my platelet count rising in the last 6 months and 3-month intervals. Okay, and the good thing is right now I just had blood work done and those levels have come down. Platelet count can fluctuate from what I just learned from my doctor. So that eased my mind a little bit to say, okay. And then with the Kesimpta, a lot of us warriors have what is a crap gap. Warriors are calling it a crap gap in between. And I feel their pain on this because I have experienced crap gap. And try and say that 10 times being a warrior, right? What it feels like is once we do our injection, we kind of feel it. And about 3 weeks in, we feel a decline. Sometime, not everybody, not even myself. I've experienced it a few times and then I have not. Okay. So it really depends on how the medicine is going to affect your system each time you inject. You would think that it would say this regulate and you would see the same a month. That's not the case with this, and it's crazy. It's unfortunate, but we're fortunate to be able to have this drug. And it's a chemo drug given to cancer patients in a higher dose. So we're very fortunate this disease modifying, but it comes with a kind of a roller coaster book of issues, side effects. Mine have always been mild, nothing emergency like. So I can say the benefit outweighs, the negative side of that. Especially getting up every day and be like, thank God, that I'm standing up this morning. Yes, I have my issues. I'm not always strong-legged. I'm weak-legged. I have a lot of problem deficit right now on my left knee. Today it seems to be getting a little better. But as you guys know, because I care my left side, my knee, and it was hit by the burning sore sensation that I feel sometimes when my symptoms start to be raise hell a little bit. That tells me something is going on with my MS. Something is triggered. So it's, no telling, but it wasn't enough to go in the hospital and be like, oh, I think I'm having a flare or anything. Because sometimes you have flares and not every time you have a flare do you need to be treated. Okay. So it was just really localized in my knee, but crap, my knee was killing me. And it had been killing me for weeks. I had that sore sensation. I didn't even have to touch it. And I could if if you warriors have ever experienced that, I have in different parts of my body. I had an attack like that led into my first relapse and diagnosis at that point in time in 2017. And it was right here across my arm. I've spoke about it before. Now I've had burning sensations just bam, 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 like fuse up in my body, the bottom of my feet, up my leg, up my hip, up my back, down my arm, just random, all at once, like boom, bam, change an hour later, it's somewhere else, a different part of my body and stuff like that. So um, it's weird how, of course, and our nerve system runs throughout our whole body. That's our mechanism, our system. So go figure, we're going to have these little quirks, here and there. So that is getting better. And my symptoms right now, I'll touch a little bit on that because I haven't spoken of my symptoms too much lately. And since the injection, the 17th injection, I had weird headaches for about 3 4 days after the injection that led into about the second third of August. That simmered down, but then off and on, I'm just getting kind of like regular headaches a little bit. It slowed down for a minute, but when the second day after, the next day after the injection, the headaches were all day long. And I was, taking Tylenol around the clock. And I was thinking, okay, this is kind of normal. So, you know, I didn't make no big deal of it. I wasn't losing sight, but I did think that I was gonna have optic neuritis. That burning sensation, not so much a burning, guys, but a sore feeling, like my skin is sore. It went up my face and across my right eye. It's always the right side of my face, never the left. I seems to have more problems than my left eye. And a couple years back, before I was even diagnosed, I had woke up one day and my eye was swollen shut. This is right before diagnosis. And I was like, what the heck is happening? Went to the doctor and they said, oh, we'll give you some drops. Nothing at that point speculated, optic neuritis or infection or something. It just, my eye shut. It was red on the outside, like I had been punched. It didn't turn purple or anything, but it was sore as shit on the inside. Really, really sore. And after with the drops, and a couple days into it, it went. Um, this side is always with MS issues, I should say. Never the left side. But since the injection, the slight headache, no nausea. This hallelujah, because your girl loves to eat, and I wasn't sticking with that. Finally, um, so things turned out to be pretty good with the injection. Nothing at my injection site still, and I just said, just hit my 17th injection. So nothing in that area. I injected my abdomen, and that's still looking good. No scarring, no rash, never at all at the injection site at all. I've never had any issues. So that's pretty good. So because I only have one site to use, I would really have to go in. Say if I no longer can use my abdomen, but want to stay on the Kesimpta, I'm going to have to go into the neurologist, and he would really have to look at my arms and my thigh to see if I can inject there, as I have tissue damage from injecting Copaxone for 3 years, 7 days a week in my seven sites. And my arms and my thighs are four of the sites that are used. One, two, three, four, five. Five sites are toast. So I rotate in my abdomen on my left side, right side, left side, right side. Every month I rotate. So it gives one side a break, and then do that. I just don't use one side every month. I rotate just in case of any issues at the injection site. And so far, so good. So I'm hoping you guys too. I hope everyone is on track. My warriors out there are on track with their injections. I hope everything's working well. I know some of my warriors on my my YouTube channel, they're right behind me, like literally right behind me with injection. I have some warriors that are new to the page that are just starting they're injecting. So those of you who have yesterday, I hope you guys are watching, and I hope everything is going well for you. And please, by all means, I have been answering some questions in the lately, but if you've injected and you need some questions answered just for your own personal advice, just to talk about and to know someone that's, has already been there, done that a year, by all means, please comment down below. And please, 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 like, comment, and subscribe. Let's push this video out there. That's the whole purpose of doing the lives, is to reach warriors like you and myself, to spread awareness and to share my journey, so no one is alone with this disease. That's for sure. I know I'm not alone, and you're not alone either. So I'm definitely open to questions, concerns that I can pass along to you in journey. I'm more than happy to do that. So moving on. Like I say, what's been going on with me this week, since we did our podcast last Tuesday, and the update to a lung concern is good. A doctor, one of my doctors and two radiologists have spoken, and they say they do not see this being any form type of cancer in my lung. There is a gray area there where it is showing damage. My neurologist told me, looked at your x-rays of your lung scan, and I see this in patients who have had COVID. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, you could have had COVID. And I was like, when? And I was like, wait a minute, back in 2004, COVID hit the news. I was sick. I had a fever, low-grade fever for 2 days. I was down in bed. I felt like I had the flu. And I just stayed down. It was low grade, so I didn't, worry about things too much. People get sick with MS, so I was like, oh, let me just, play it by ear. And if I need, my medical team, I know how to access them. So it wasn't a big deal. But he says, no, you wouldn't have had it. You wouldn't have caught it then. And then your lungs still look like this now, this far apart. And I said, oh, really? He goes, no, you could be asymptomatic and you could have had COVID not too long ago. And I was like, whoa. But there are different opinions from the radiologists, two of them, and actually three different opinions, and one opinion from my hematologist. She says, no, I think this damage, and it's only one spot. She says, well, I think because you're a former smoker, your lung in that area is damaged. So, which, of course, I'll take that news over, something more, devastating, of course. And she's passing me along to pulmonary, which they will advise me. I'll be under their care, probably more tests, probably a CT scan with contrast, so they can get a better look of, what this entails inside the lung. My lung screening that I just had, that found this, it wasn't with contrast. So I'm sure with the pulmonologist, a lot of you guys probably have had this test done, but I heard about it. You got to blow in the machine and see what your capacity is, and stuff like that. They test you. I'm gonna fail every test because I can just imagine me being trying to blow in that damn thing. So, I mean, yes, I'm an ex-smoker, but okay. So I'm 2 years in of being smoke free, but now I have this thing in my lung and I have MS. So even prior to now, years back, I was, kind of short of breath sometimes, and um, I kind of contributed, to MS. But now knowing, this little part of my lung, you know, there's a deficit there. Say I'm going to follow up and find out, what could be the cause. Now, speaking to one of my doctors, they say that inflammation can cause this. There's many reasons that someone can have this um, shade in their lung. And this is called, eh, they refer to this name that I'm going to give you to um, a lot of things they really can't see clearly of, which is called ground glass opacity or opacity. So, um, all I know is, what they have told me. Um, I don't feel that I need, to be on oxygen or anything like that. And the doctors that have spoken to me thus far, doesn't none of them said, hey, we need to get you in now. We need to start running tests. How do you feel breathing or anything like that? So there's no intermediate need right now of anything, directed with this right lung. And thank God it's only in one spot. Um, so the pulmonary will direct me, and I'll follow their lead, and we'll get to the bottom of it and see if this is something that's going to continue to get worse, or if this is just something, is there and it's there. Can it be corrected? How is this affecting my oxygen, levels and stuff like that? Every time I go to the doctor, and I have all the equipment at home, um, I take my vitals sometimes and I check my O2 saturations and stuff, and everything's always normal, so, and, that's a good thing. So I've never had a moment where, I'm so I need an ambulance or anything like that. So I appreciate all your guys' prayer. Do believe um, strength comes in numbers, and prayers are very powerful. So just keep me there in your prayers, okay? Just keep me there for a while. Um, and speaking, of thing, um, I want to mention, any names right now because I haven't spoke to that person and gave their age. COVID is around and live, guys. I have someone right now who with it's scary. You I feel for that person. It's someone that I love. You have to go out there and protect yourself still. If you are of certain age, if you have a medical illness such as myself, and the thing about, I was talking to my best friend today, and I was like, you know what? I think for the rest of my days, I'm going to have to wear a mask as as long as I am on the Kesimpta medication, because as you warriors know, Kesimpta um, turns off your T B cells, so compromised. So we don't have the immune system who's on this medication like myself. We don't have the normal immune system that, someone else that would have, or someone who is not on this type of medication or a DMT that compromises their immune system. So until that, ever gets washed out, I will remain wearing a mask. And I think those close around me will probably for quite some time, probably, because of COVID. And for me, now having experienced this, and you warriors probably feel the same way, and things come to light once something happens. You never think about something until that situation arises, and that makes other things come to the forefront, such as flus, viruses and such like that. So I until COVID, I never thought, well, gee, I'm really susceptible to things being out in the public, grocery store, grocery carts, doorknobs, being come in close contact with someone talking at the grocery line, or, the cashier paying for my groceries, stuff like that. Until pandemic, and then, being on the Kisimta for this year, a lot of things have come to mind, like, ooh, I'm not just, more to COVID because of my immune system. Shit, I'm more to everything out there. So anyone that has a compromised immune system, and even an illness, that you can't handle flus, viruses too well, it's just detrimental to your system. Please, 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 please don't put your guard down. Don't do it. Keep that guard up. Better safe than sorry. And I'm one now because, I see people or in their clustering. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh shit. She just sneezed and she doesn't even have a mask on. I'm saying, telling this to my grandkids or Larry, whoever I'm with in the store, because, I'm never alone. But I just even think to myself, crud, they should be covered up. Don't they know we're still, fighting this COVID, but some people are like, hell with it. We're going to live our life, and some people, feel, well, I'm protected because I've gotten, my shots and booster and stuff like that. And if I catch it, more likely than not, I'm going to be okay because I've got some immune built, to fight off the virus. Okay. I'm vaccinated, but I will not let down my guard. I don't care. Even more so now, guys, knowing right now today, if I have full 100% capacity, working capacity on my right lung, with my right lung. I don't know that yet. I will, I would say within probably the next 3 weeks, getting with the pulmonary doctor, and, you know, them doing their test. I know they have me run on that treadmill. I'm going to be like, you'll have to test me some other way about that. There's no way I'm running. There's no way. I'll be like, okay, do you have a big conveyor belt that you can put my wheelchair up on and do it that way? Yeah, I'm going to cheat big time. So definitely, please don't let it's still out there. It can still hurt you pretty, um, and it's leaving people with a lot of residual issues. My best friend had COVID twice, mention any names, and her test, her taste, her taste is totally out of whack. Still, and it's been months. Taste, actually, and I can say my son had COVID actually, um, and stuff, and I think it took a while for his taste, to come back 100% too. So please, 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 by all means, protect yourself and protect your loved ones around you who are more susceptible and who are compromised, immune compromised, such as, um, me and you warriors out there. So, just keep in mind, better safe than sorry. So I really don't care if everybody's back to no mask and I'm the only one in the nation doing it. That's fine by me. So that might spark me some conversation, or you might see me on TV. Yeah, this is the only lady in America that's wearing a mask still, and da 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 da. So wouldn't that be funny? But that would be a okay with me, totally. So so let me fill you in because your girl's been busy. Let's get off the health thing for a minute because um regardless of COVID health issues, life goes on, right? The sun still sets, the sun still rises, and we gotta keep pushing. Thanks. So it might be you and me on TV being like, look at these two people alone with the mask on. I'm be like, all right, Vince. So we of course we've got to dredge forward. We got to push on, and I've been kind of busy, and that's a good thing because that means I'm feeling okay. What my okay is. Okay, today I'm a little any of you warriors, and I think I've spoken this before. I've been to an ophthalmologist, I've been through an ear, nose, and throat, and I've been through to my neurologist, I've been through my regular physician, and nothing's wrong. So they're blaming MS. But do you guys ever get a feeling of pressure in your sinus cavities and in your head, and just it gets tighter and tighter? Then all of a sudden you can't breathe. It's like you got a damn head cold. Well, that's what's happening to me today. Now, I've experienced this before, and I'm like, frig, is this allergies? What the frick is this about? I've been to an allergist. They've stuck me all here. They stuck me 40 times down my back. I'm allergic to cedar and mold, and I sneeze 24/7. Literally, I sneeze 3, 4 times a day. And I'm like, what the frick am I allergic to that they've missed? My I can literally feel like now I can feel the inside of my nose is getting tighter, and it's like making me be more and more stuffed up. If you guys, have this issue, experience it, you found something that works for you, please share it with me. If it's something that I can get over the counter, that I know I'm not allergic to, actually, when we're done with the podcast, I am going to take an Allegra. And I don't take Allegra on a regular basis, but I do with my medication, my injection, my once a month injection, because it stops side effects for me. My medical team, my neurologist has put that on board for me. So not by any means am I telling you to go out and start taking Allegra with your injection. I'm not telling you that, but it is an allergy medication, OTC, over the counter. So I'm going to take one when I'm done with the show and see if I can get if it stops this. And I've been to doctors for this and everything. They've took pictures, CT scan of my face, nothing there, but you have little holes here in your sinus. Your sinus cavity is your forehead behind there. They did say minor's narrowing, but they don't seem to think that's the cause of it. That's just your nose isn't draining as fast as, say, someone else that doesn't have the narrowing. And then go figure, MS, is part of the inflammation bunch. So again, that inflammation factor, just seems to be, a nagging little bugger on my back, and like it probably is to yours too. But um, as I said, with everything going on wise, um, and some other things, but I'm not at leisure right now to um, share with you. It's not me, but someone that's very close to me, and as a family, collectively, we're going to come together, and I will be just when in time, then I'll be sharing that journey with you guys, and just keep me and my family in your prayers. That's what I am going to ask of you guys, and likewise too. But with all that being said, we've been dealing with a lot of health issues. Like I say, my lung and somebody very close to me, and my sister right now has. Well, and I didn't want to say her that, but anyhow, with people that I care about greatly with COVID, we've had some plans in the making. We have now taken on a tradition of going camping every year, okay, to Lake Francis. And it's not, you can camp and you could glamp. Okay, it's a neat place. You guys look it up. It rocks. It's they have an outdoor pool, they have a lake, they have paddle boats. You can rent an angler and go out on the water and go fishing. They have a creamery site. They have campground, and
What's
then
it
they
called?
Lake Francis.
Like Francis.
It's up in Auburn, and you could rent a cabin just to where you just want to sleep indoors, or you want to shower, indoor toilet in the whole nine. That's what I rent. This year is our third year going. And because, as you guys know, me being a warrior, heat is my enemy. I'm heat intolerable. So we go and, rent. Um, we've been in two different types of cabins. This is our third year, and we love it. We love it. There's so much to do. We get in the pool, went out on the paddle boats. I almost killed myself trying to paddle two of my grandkids. I think I got maybe 3.5 minutes out on the water, had to turn around and go back, but I tried, and that was 2 years ago. So last year we went, and it was still really like iffy COVID thing, with some businesses. And we really just were like enjoying so much of each other's company. We didn't go to the lake. We went out to the pool. It was crowded. They had a swim team out there. And also, what's kind of neat is they have what they call Camp Rock You, and I believe it starts in June. It's a camp for kids or whatever. And one year we went, and the camp was there, and they're separated from the other part of the campground. They're all in one space, but it's a big place. They have rock climbing and all that's just right out in the open. You could play basketball, you could play soccer. Like I said, they have a creamery. Their restaurant has closed down permanently. I just talked to them yesterday to check on to make sure, hey, how are you guys doing with COVID and yada, yada, yada. But the Camp Rock you could hear them chanting their songs and doing all that. It was really, really neat. And they have this wide open area where you go and sit in, look like a theater. And my grandkids got up there and was acting out, certain skits, and we were like trying to guess what they were doing. So it's really a neat place to go. You can pull out your tent, or they have RV hookups there. So any and everything that you can think of, to go however you want to camp. We call it glamping because we're in a cabin with a shower, restroom, and it's a two room cabin. It has a living room with a futon and a table, and it's all wood. And two bedrooms, and there's a queen futon. No, I don't think it was a futon. Full queen bed, and then a bunk up, and then in the room too, there's a set of bunks in each room. So it houses 8 people. So, and that's how many of us are going. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think they have some type of conference room or something maybe a little bit bigger for a big group. But yeah, so this has been deposit been down on this since February. So I've been we've been like, oh yeah, we can't wait. We were gonna do our trip in July, but my son and his family went to Mexico. Their vacation started then, so we kind of backed our camping trip up. So um that we've been planning. So I'm start to pack up our stuff daily, little here, because you got to bring your own towels, you got to bring your own sheets, and you pack the food. We're going to be there 3 nights, 4 days. And So this has been building, 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 planning, 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 make sure, okay, everybody better stay healthy and stuff because this trip we've all been waiting for. We all need to woo-saw. So school's gonna be back in, unfortunately, but not by many days. My grandkids, to whom I raised, they're still at home. They start Thursday. So um that I've been, like I said, for 3 years. Last year I didn't do too much there, but this year I plan to go fishing. Um, I want to go out and get in the lake. I didn't get in the lake last year or the year before. I went swimming the year before, just a little, dip with the kids, my grandkids, and we had a little bit of fun. Um, my thing to spread is sometimes you can't be afraid of what you're capable of doing. Um, I'm guilty of this of myself, and I spoke about it tonight with Larry because he's like, we talked about camping. It's like, I know last year you were hesitant because you didn't want to push yourself. You're afraid of what would happen if stepped out um stepped out a little bit, out of your comfort zone and tried to go swimming, tried to go fishing, stuff like that. As you guys know, the heat um is our enemy. So things that have to do with the heat, early day, midday, I steer away from, but then come later afternoon, mid-afternoon, later, my energy level is in the toilet sometimes, majority of the times, and I just have to watch myself, as we talked about before, that spoon theory, right? So I'm going to prepare myself best as possible because I want this trip to be, of course, one to remember for the good times and memories. I'm not going to just definitely get up every day and be like, hey, and run down and jump in the lake and stuff like that. Because then y'all will be see me on here talking about, well, they had to call the ambulance or the paramedics had to come stitch up my nose or, just something like that. But sometimes you have to take those baby steps out and just test yourself, especially if you're feeling um, decent, but you're afraid. Sometimes I'm hesitant on a lot of stuff because I think, okay, I'm feeling decent. I haven't been in the hospital, I haven't had any flare ups, and nor do I want to push myself for that to happen. Okay, that's always in the back of my mind. So I'm like, no, I'm chill because chilling for me, if I feel okay, then I'm like, okay, that's terrific. I'm not down. Sure, I'm dealing with MS today, every day, but I'm not sick. I'm not in the hospital. I'm not, having to go to bed and try and sleep this off because the MS is wreaking havoc on my brain and I'm just not feeling myself. I don't feel well. So I am doing more with the little times that I do feel okay at home. Let me show you guys something really quick. Okay. So this is my MS ribbon. It's shaped like a ribbon. I gotta tuck things here and there, but I decided, and I don't have anything around my home that says I have multiple sclerosis. For since I've been stricken with MS, I thought, you know, I don't want to be reminded of MS every day, other than sometimes MS reminds me, of course, but I've come to terms dealing with that, living with it. That's part of who I am. So we're rocking side by side. It doesn't affect me like that anymore, like it had before. I know I'm sick. I've accepted I'm sick. I want to do whatever I can to change things in my life to make me feel better. Smoking was one of them. I haven't felt better with MS. That sounds stupid, huh? But in 2017, I was diagnosed. 2 years ago, I gave up cigarettes, and it's the best I felt yet with MS. Everybody around me, my son is on here tonight, and he could probably say, "Mom, yeah, I do notice a difference in your health since you stopped smoking." Right? So, um, there's things that I know just like you do, and even with other diseases, but with MS, me personally speaking, things that I do that I don't do affect me. Things that I eat or don't eat affect me. Okay. I've talked about chocolate before. I can't do chocolate. I can have a bite of chocolate and don't touch it again for 2 weeks. Because not that I want to, man, Hershey's with almonds, but it's just bad for my legs. So there's certain things that I know how to control, you know, what I can control of how I'm affected daily, with MS. So I'm using little time here and there to say, I do want to make my ribbon wreath for my door. I need to do that. And
Hey, before you go too far,
mhm,
um, I just need to point out a couple things.
mhm.
One, you Camp Francis. Do you know
Yes.
what that camp place is all about?
Are you gonna tell me some spooky story?
I mean, I
Are
had to
you?
look
Are
it up.
you?
You made it sound really good, so I'm just asking. So I'm just trying to find out
Okay.
if you know what that spot is all about. No,
Wait a minute.
you've
Depends
been
on
there
what you're.
3 times. You've been there 3 times, and
Yes.
I googled 3 minutes, and I found out what I need to know about the spot. But I want to know if you know. Now we're talking about Camp Francis. So anybody out there, get your Google on,
Oh
and
my God, I'm gonna have to Google.
I'm just asking you. So before you Google, do you know what that cap is used for?
Hey, yeah, I do.
Okay, what
Uh,
is it?
for Camp Rock You, for one, but and then that's it.
And
So
what's
don't
Camp
tell
Rock
me.
you all about?
Um, it's for kids to go for camp,
Do you know
and
why?
there's no.
Okay,
Don't tell me nothing about no
I,
Jason.
I
And
know. Hey,
is Jason the one that comes out from the water?
yeah, he's the one at Camp Crystal Lake. Jason.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Um, it's actually um kind of spiritual. The camp is a bereavement camp for kids. So
Really?
the reason why it's got so much activity out there and is so very much kid oriented is because it's for kids who have suffered loss.
Really?
That's why
Oh.
there's so much to do out there and it's so beautiful and so tranquil.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's good to know. Yeah,
So
because it
yeah,
it
it's
it's really a nice place.
well that would
And
make sense with the name. Uh, but if you look at it, there's Lake Francis and there's
mm,
Camp Francis.
oh, really?
So let's be specific. What city do you remember? If it's in what did it say? Like
Dobbins. I believe
Dobbin?
Dobbins. Yeah,
Okay,
Dobbins.
let me-
Lake Francis is what is it? Lake Francis Resort is what it's called.
well then maybe we might be talking about two different places.
Mm,
Um, so it's not Camp Francis, it's Lake
mm-mm.
Francis. Well,
Yeah,
you said it was Camp Francis, and
Lake
it's
Francis Resort.
okay. Now that's different. That is now that spot. I can't say is the same thing, but the fact that it
Oh,
has
okay.
similar names, it may be
Oh, yeah,
that could
it
be.
might.
But I do know that it's very, very pet friendly. It's got a bunch of cabins. I mean, I'm not gonna do a tour video for them unless y'all want to reach out to me, Lake Francis, and
Right?
give me some sponsorship, and I'll really get down with this because I there's a lot of things I could say positive about this. But until I get a chance to go out there and visit, I might even be interested in doing a show from there. But anyway,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
now
So
two.
actually,
Hold on. Now, that was just one. I said I
yes.
had two things. Now, you said something about
Go ahead.
I don't fuck with chocolate, right? You ain't mess with Hershey's in how long?
Say that again. Bad
You,
connection, guys. Sorry.
you said you don't mess with chocolate. You haven't had
Oh,
a Hershey bar. Right?
I have chocolate here and I don't eat it like I did before having MS because it affects my legs.
I'm sure it does. That's why she married chocolate, y'all. She give it up for her
That's
chocolate husband. That's
that's
right.
why I started laughing. I knew you were.
Shit talking Sundays because every day is shit talking Sundays. And the fact that we had great news that the doctors came up with positive stuff, I figured I'll crack a joke. But anyway,
Yes.
carry
Yes.
on. Get back to what you was talking about.
Yes, yes, yes. I know I know. He capitalizes every time I stick my foot in my mouth, right, guys? But hey, it's funny. We love him. What can we say? So yes, but definitely, AG, if you're interested with your family, look up Lake Francis Resort. Beautiful place to go. And actually, my neighbor hipped me to it a couple years ago, and we have made it a thing, for us. Traditionally, me and my son, his daughter, his wife, and of course my little grandkids. Well, they're not so little anymore, but definitely, definitely. And so, hopefully next year we could get a couple more people in our family to get out there, with us and go. There's a few of us going, but not everybody. So, but anyhow, check them out. It's really nice, very cozy, comfortable. And when you go outside, it's nothing but mountains high up. You could just see the mountains. It's beautiful. So we have all been looking really forward to this trip. So, day for day, I haven't taken this task of getting everything for camping and preparing. What do we need? And da 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 da. I haven't taken this on, not in one day. Okay. So, no, this has been days in the making because I don't want to overdo myself. But when I do things little bits here or there, I get more done and I don't exhaust myself, and then I don't throw myself into a flare and then end up missing out on things days ahead. So I'm going to be taking it easy. If you see in my office right now, I've got boxes, bags. I got about 13 bags of potato chips. I've got towels, wash towels, jugs, not jugs of water. I've got water stacked. I've got my mist cooler, everything. I bought a new hat to take out there. S'more skewers. Yeah, we're gonna do it up, guys. We're gonna do it up. I'm so excited about going. And
Are you still talking about camping?
yes,
When are you going?
the 26th.
Of this month?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
and you already got your cabin?
Yeah, I've had my cabin since February.
Oh, because it's full now, right? You can't.
Probably.
Oh, so
Maybe.
all right, everybody. You know where she'll be. So the MS Warrior, everybody, I say we crash the party and we just show up.
Yes, and actually you can. I can have visitors there and
No,
they can leave at 10 at night.
no. Camping overnight. You're gonna drive back. We stay in the night.
Hey,
Hey, look, the homeless can do it. Why can't we? So yeah,
the camp.
I'm about to look. We're just gonna show up, and if they try to kick us out, we're gonna say, "Hey, what are you talking about? They're homeless. They do it on the sidewalks. Why? What makes this place any different?" Matter of fact, she paid for it, so I'm camping out.
Right?
Everybody just to show up. Remember, that's what Lake Francis in Dobbins. I forgot what date she says. Don't repeat it unless you want people to come.
Right? I'll be like, oh crap.
Oh, shit talking Sundays. Everybody's here. Matter of fact, when you get to the gate, tell them shit talking Sundays sent you.
Right? I'd be like, oh my God, that
I
would
don't
be
see,
something.
yeah, I don't see no
But
clubhouses or I mean, no cabins.
they might be all booked up. Might be all booked up. So usually you have to book early to get it. They're that popular. It's a really nice place. I will be, of course, posting videos. I don't know if I'll be able to post videos actually while I'm there, but you guys know I'll be keeping you, all in loop with what I do and just sharing that part of my journey with you guys. Whatever we do out there, whatever I choose to do, I'm going to try and go out on a limb a little bit. Like I say, I want to go fishing. Everybody's been fishing but me out there. I want to get in the water this year, even if it's just evening or something. Um, like I
How long
say,
does it take to get up there?
don't overdo yourself. I think we're like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it's really not that far from where we live. Yeah. So, hey, let's keep this in mind. AG, you and your family next year, hey, more the merrier. You know what I mean? You guys come up
Mhm.
come up with us, next summer. Hey, and make it do what it do. So
Well, if
my
they had
point,
a cabin, I would consider it, but I don't see any cabins. I don't even see it as an option. I see RV campsite and tent campsite, and those well, tents I do
oh,
not
that's
do,
open. Oh,
and RV. I mean, I could do that, but damn, I'm gonna rent an RV and then I'm gonna pay to park it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotcha. So, guys, what my last few minutes of the show, I just want to capitalize on. And I know a lot of us with MS can get in a very solemn place due to the disease wreaking havoc. I've been there before, um, and I've gotten better, in time. And my DMT seems to be, you know, um, really helping me maintain the life that I'm living. And since I have taken more control of my disease instead of my disease taking control of me, things have turned around, in more of a positive light. The little things, and I've said this before, the little things that you used to do before MS has put you down, please try and go back to them little by little, even if it's just one thing a day, or it takes you a couple days to finish that task of what that you used to do and you've given it up because of the disease. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the fact that MS is living you and you're not living MS or living your best life. Some of us, I know, and I'm not taking away for any of you warriors who are bedbound and wheelchair bound. Um, I'm not taking away from that at all. I see a lot of both on both sides of the spectrum. I'm fortunate enough to still be able to stand up. I can walk. I can't walk far. I can't stand long. Some days are worse than others. Some days I can't pick up something without dropping it 7 times, stuff like that. But I I work around that and I'm not going to give up. I don't give up because that if I keep picking that cup up and it's dropping, that's okay. It's plastic. So just take yourself out a little bit. And AG always says at the end of the show or sometimes the beginning of the show, think outside the box. Sometimes we get stagnant because that's what we're used to and that's what we feel the only place for us. But you have to think different and get rid of those cobwebs that you've been used to and just take the little jump out of that box. You might be surprised on how different that makes you feel of dealing with your MS, the more you incorporate happiness into your life with MS, and you have a little bit of life living the things that you've done before MS, it might be something that you can do with MS that you just found out that you want to do. Just as such as bucket list. I have on my bucket list, I am going to go swim with lemon sharks and stingrays. So now I'm deathly afraid of sharks. Like I'm fascinated, but I'm so deathly afraid of sharks. My dad caught a shark before, and he had it in our bathtub until they, cut him up and whatever. This is when Jaws was out. And shit, did I just say how old I was? But anyway, not like you guys don't know. But and then he pulled out the tooth, and that's when I think he put it on a chain or something. I wore the shark tooth around my neck, and I was a young girl, but um so this is on my bucket list, and here where I live, in a little town, 20 minutes over from me, 30 minutes, Sequest. They have a Sequest that you can, and it's like $35. They have all the equipment that you put on the wetsuit and everything, and you can swim in the tank with lemon sharks and stingrays. So
You know,
because
my kids just went there not too long ago.
really,
Yeah, they said it's a really cool little spot. Uh,
yeah, I want to go do that. One of my grandkids have been there. They didn't get in the tank or anything, but I'm going to. I going to. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to do that. And so don't be afraid to follow your heart. Don't give up on what you think that you can't do, because you might be just a little more stronger than what you believe. Sometimes it takes someone else to notice it and say, you know what? You don't give yourself enough credit. You're stronger than what you think. Now, I've been told that over and over again with, Larry that I live with, and he's had to tap me some, like, you don't see how strong you really are, do you? Because we talk about stuff like, no, I don't think I can do that. And then he'll be like, but you did this. You're not giving yourself enough credit and thinking, your body can't handle it. I see
mhm.
how much you can handle. Don't be afraid every time to live out your life, because you won't know unless you try, right? And that's an old saying. Now I know we warriors a little, we gotta go over them humps and under that obstacle and everything, because we have to get things in place. We don't do heat, we can't this and we can't that. Inspiration, small steps, do small things. I'm not saying that you'll be able to go out and do everything that you ever dreamed of, but if it's one thing, two, three things, don't give up on yourself with yourself the opportunity. Either you're going to stand and rock it out, or you might start crying. You won't know until you get to that point, right? So I've got a lot of things going on planned, like I say, camping and planning day for day, little stuff. I'm packing bags. I'm not trying to knock it out in one day, because I know it's a lot to prep and prepare. This has been on my agenda since February, and I don't want to outdo myself before that day comes. So I'm just planning my day by day to get everything done and ready for that time. I know how much I can handle, and hoping you guys will step out a little bit too and just give yourself that opportunity to start incorporating some things in your life that you think that you can't do because of MS. And of course, on those days that you feel well enough, get to it.
You know
Get
how
to it.
you
Get to it.
said you have bucket list things you want to do,
Yes.
and swimming with the sharks and the stingrays was one of them.
Yes.
So, I need you to shoot your husband a text for me from
Hmm.
me, stating that, uh, honey, by the way, AG the dad is a life insurance agent now, and he's life insurance. And, you might want to get some life insurance on me, because with some sharks and play with stingrays, jump out of a plane, bungee jump, all the things that you know give you a lot of adrenaline rush and
Yeah.
possibly could
Yeah.
end your life. So just in case, um,
Just
you
in
should
case
have a policy.
I get bit, huh?
So yeah,
I
I'll make
want
sure. Yeah, I'll shoot you the information because it's Anthony Griffin Life Insurance, AG Life Insurance. Okay,
AG Life.
I'll send you the link here soon because I got a whole little thing that's getting ready to come out. There'll be a whole little blitz, but it was a good lead
Okay.
since you talked about want to do death defying stuff. It's
Yeah.
simply for anybody out there who doesn't have life insurance. I'm going to tell you like this: if you don't have it, I don't know how you can look your loved ones in the face and know that when you leave them, you left them on their own with no financial nothing. And even your kids, when you look at your kids, you want to have, they've got kids IULs that you can help them when they graduate from high school, they can have a college fund. They can have a go buy a car fund. Here's a down payment on a house fund. Or depending on how early you prepare
Right.
and how much you prepare for them, they might have the whole payment for the house. So
Yeah, you never know.
if you need that, reach out to me, AG the Dad, uh, at shittalkingsundays.com, and I'll shoot you some information on some life insurance now that I'm a life insurance agent. All right, but anyway,
Yeah.
continue what you were saying.
Okay. So hey guys, I've ran my little choppers long enough. What I will say is I'm sending all you warriors my loving warrior vibes and hope everybody is well and staying COVID free and everyone is staying on their DMT, whatever method that you are on that's working for you and your multiple sclerosis. Kudos to you. Stay on it. And don't forget, it's free and it takes seconds to do. Please like, share our video. The more warriors we reach, the more awareness that we're spreading to people like you and myself to know that you are not alone. I know I'm not alone, and you're not alone either. I'm open for comments. If anybody needs to speak to me, comment, fear of medications, fear of just your disease, and you would like to speak to someone that's witnessing the same things as you are, please don't hesitate to reach out to me here on the podcast or my YouTube channel. A lot of you that are on here listening to me and AG the Dad tonight, you followed me over from my page as well too, and some other folks that jump on that get in our conversation. You guys know how to reach your warrior and you know how to reach AG the Dad. So please like, comment, and don't forget, please subscribe and you'll get notifications every week when Shit Talking Sundays has his videos on, and they're multiples, and you can learn a things or two or share your view on some topics just as well as you can here in the light of a warrior. We welcome everybody tonight. Thank you, Vince, for being a part of the podcast, son. Thank you. I love you, AG. Thank you so much, friend, for putting me on tonight. I wouldn't know how to, I wouldn't be able to reach as many people as I have sharing my journey, the ups, the downs, the good, the bads, and the ugly with this podcast here. You may not know it, but people thank me all the time for the podcast because we post them, not only post them on other platforms and people that I've never talked to before, people I haven't even met, of course, thank me during the week after we post. People are thanking me. Thank you, Warrior, for this video today. I needed to hear that. Thank you for sharing this. And if it wasn't for you bringing the opportunity to me, I wouldn't be able to reach, the community that I have with the live. Sometimes, words just aren't enough to people. Don't get through. It's not personal times. But when you hear someone actually, face to face telling you, because when I'm speaking into this computer, I'm speaking to you, warrior. I don't see your face, but I know you're listening, and it does make a difference. It really does, and I know it does. When you guys respond back to me on my page and what we do here on the podcast, I know I'm appreciated. I know I'm appreciated every time that I post something because you guys let me know, hey, keep doing what you're doing. It's making a difference in my life and you're giving me that motivation. So that's the purpose. So keep that motivation because it works and strength comes in numbers. So please share the video, comment, like, subscribe. Your girl is out until next Tuesday. Stay tuned. Stay well, guys. See you back here next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, AG. Talk to you soon.
Right on, right on. Hey, yeah, make sure you let everybody know that, man, you're welcome and thank you for tuning in. Um, this is, I'm not doing this for the money because I'm not making money doing this. This is just trying to get communication going. People out there, uh, knowledge is key, no matter what it is. And there's a lot of misinformation. I definitely would encourage you to um, double check anything that you hear on my podcast, on anybody's podcast, on anything that anybody ever says. Because you just never know if somebody's telling you the truth or not. If it's lies. That's why we say on this podcast, this is not medical advice. This is just her journey with MS. As long as I
Exactly.
touch one life, make one difference in this world, what I'm doing is worth it. And eventually, it will catch on. For me, um, it's all about legacy building. And when I meet my maker, um, I want my children to be able to click a button, see my face, hear my voice, know that I made every single video on STS or anything that I've done since I've had a kid. It's for the purpose of them to be able to reach out and see me, hear me, because they can't touch me, but at least it gives some type of life, and they know I love you, children. You're my
Yeah.
everything. Um, I didn't get a chance to do that with my father, so I don't really have a whole lot of video stuff with my dad and the fact that he was on the other side of earth for me, you might as well say. Um, I didn't have a chance to make those memories. Although, looking forward, um, fast forward to the present, if I would have known um, how a person doesn't know how precious life is until you lose
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the best way I can explain it to you is think about the person you were together with, girlfriend or boyfriend, that at least in your mind you said, "Man, I love that girl" or "I love that guy," whatever. Um, and then they broke up with you or they broke your heart. Now take that feeling and multiply it by 1,000 or 10,000 or 1,000,000, and that's the pain you will feel losing a loved one. So I'm going to tell you, love one another, forgive
Mm-hmm.
often.
Mm-hmm.
Um, every day is not promised. The only thing that I promise you will happen is you will one day uh, venture to the other side of what we never come back from, at least in the same form, in the
Mm-hmm.
same body, I should say.
Yes.
So be blessed, think outside the box. I'm AG the Dad. Think deeper and don't be uh, a stranger. We have so many different podcasts here, just like she, the warrior said. We have this every Tuesday, the In the Light of a Warrior every Tuesday at 6. We have the fitness tip of the week with the Vince the Beast with Team Fitness Major every Wednesday at 6:30. Mondays we have shit talking with Sensible Sherry And there's some big news coming with that one too that we'll be talking about on next Monday. We have the first Monday of every month at 6. We have Coach B with the message. And on Sundays, we have the morning service at 9:30 right here where you're tuning in. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. And, the more people you tell, the more the audience grows, the more information I can bring you, because the more popular we get, the more information and more people want to bring stuff to you. So think outside the box. Let's figure out a way to get everybody out here. I'm out.
Exactly.
Be the dad in the life of a warrior. Peace.
Thank you.
Sunday morning drama is calling up my mama.
Sunday morning drama. Sunday morning drama.